Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Standing Ground Studio. This is Scott. And if you haven't heard, apparently the system is rigged. At least that's what the mainstream media is telling me all at once on my news feed. Now, I'm sure you've heard Trump's tirade recently or Morning Joe's explosion the other day all about the primaries and how delegates aren't going to the right candidates, despite how many votes they get. And all of this fits right in with what I've been saying on this channel, that the system is going to start to expose its own corruption right before everything begins to fall apart. And this is to create a false awakening in the public to incite anger and outrage and eventually revolution. And right now, voters are getting a heavy dose of exactly that. And on the screen right now is the article that started this video. Donald Trump rages against the machine. But what's going on is that Trump may not get enough delegates despite however many votes he gets, and he could face a brokered convention in the summer, which holds a number of possibilities, including maybe even another candidate coming into the mix. At the same time, the DNC is apparently screwing Bernie out of delegates despite how many votes he gets because of Hillary's connection to the superdelegates. And now we're getting the message, why do voters even bother? So, a couple of quotes here, and they just tie into that false awakening that I'm talking about. Here's the Republican Party. Instead of listening to its constituents, they're rallying against us, said the 37-year-old from Saratoga, New York, who went to one of the Trump rallies. Another person, Amy Almy, a 48-year-old hairdresser who attended Trump's rally Monday, said she now feels naive for not realizing that everything was so fixed. And you're going to see this message just get broadcast out to every camp that's out there, whether it's the right, the left, or someone else. And no article like this would be complete without a doomsday message. So, headline of absolute destruction. And it's a quote from Ben Carson. If there are shenanigans, it's not straightforward. All of those millions of people that Donald Trump has brought into the arena are not going to stay there, and the Republicans are going to lose. It's going to be absolute destruction. And he's talking about the GOP, and I've mentioned this before, that Trump could pull millions of voters with him if he doesn't get the nomination rightfully. So what I'm going to do is, as you watch these news clips from the last few days, keep in mind that whatever your belief system, whatever you already know, this is the message being broadcast to the public. So it's not about what we know. It's about what the public is getting an absolute earful right now. And just think about how people are supposed to feel and react as this goes forward. I'm going to end with these clips, so thanks for watching. Post some comments below, and I'll catch you next time.
Is the Colorado Convention a preview of what's to come when the Republican National Convention meets in July? Ted Cruz wins in what's being called a voterless victory, and Donald Trump cries foul.
Colorado, where they just get all of these delegates, and it's not a system. There was no voting. I didn't go out there to make a speech or anything. There's no voting. And, I heard Pete say, well, that's the way it is. Well, that really shouldn't be the way it is. This was changed in the summer to help a guy like Cruz, and it's not right now. I won, as an example, South Carolina. I won it by a landslide, like a massive landslide, and now they're trying to pick off those delegates one by one. That's not the way democracy is supposed to work.
Because it's a crooked system, folks. It's a crooked system. And in all fairness, take a look at what's happening to Bernie. He wins. And I hear he doesn't have a chance.
We've been talking about rigged systems. We're putting up right now a graphic. Bernie Sanders wins 56 to 44% in Wyoming. The delegates rewarded. Hillary Clinton, 11. Bernie Sanders, 7. Why does the Democratic Party even have voting booths?
No, why?
This system is so rigged. This same party tells voters to go straight to hell when they select somebody by 12 percentage points and end up letting the other candidate who lost by 12 percentage points win the most delegates. That, by definition, is voter disenfranchisement. So it is a rigged system on the Democratic side, even worse than the Republican side.
And it's worse on the Republican side. I win Louisiana, and I say, isn't that beautiful? I love the people. I send them a note. Thank you very much. I love you, Louisiana. Then I find out that I get less delegates than Cruz because of some nonsense going on. No, I'm telling you. And I say this to the RNC, and I say it to the Republican Party. You're going to have a big problem, folks, because there are people that don't like what's going on.
These are the rules.
I don't really.
All I'm saying is
that's
it's
not
not
what we're
like the
asking.
Cruz people or the Clinton people have gone in and fixed it or rigged it.
Okay, but I don't know why Democratic voters put up with it.
If you say those are the rules, I'm gonna lunge at
I
your
agree with
neck.
everything you said, except I wouldn't say it's rigged.
But you call them shenanigans. Those are the rules, and didn't you know those?
You know
rules?
why the rules? I know the rules very well, but I know that it's stacked against me by the establishment. I fully understand it. We had people out there, and they weren't heard. And then, in fact, today, when it was announced, the numbers were announced, they put out something on Twitter saying, oh, we stopped Trump. Essentially, we stopped Trump, we stopped. That was put out by the party in Colorado. The point is, it was stacked against us.
Are you concerned that if Donald Trump doesn't get on the first ballot, that the RNC will do whatever it takes to stop him?
I think they will be thinking that way, but hopefully between now and then they will come to understand that if they try to undermine the will of the people, they will have not only destroyed their party, but they will fundamentally change the United States of America.